So 2025 is coming to an end, and I just wanted to kind of reflect on such an amazing year. The quantum leaps that have been happening since January, month on month, have been absolutely astronomical. But one thing that I really want to share on, which I've never really shared, I've never really touched on, is the pain points, the growth, and the person that I've had to become over this last 12 to 18 months to really get to me where I am right now. So in this video, I'm going to break down 5 key topics, 5 key areas that I believe that as you grow, as you get better in business, as your kind of entrepreneur journey starts to have that financial curve, I'm going to break down some of the things with you that I truly believe will come up and will help you along your journey as well. So point number 1 is letting go of control. This, for me, being a red personality, is incredibly difficult. Finding people who can do the task to what I believe is the level that I delivered it at was something for me that I found incredibly difficult. When I started hiring people, started bringing people into the team, what I was then doing was micromanaging them and overlooking over their shoulder, questioning what they were doing, asking them, is that right? Is this the thing? When that was their skill set, that was their level of things that they were good at. So for me as a leader, as a builder, as someone who is building a business that's, multiple 8 figures now, I needed to be able to relinquish control to that person and understand that they wouldn't be there if they weren't good enough at what they were doing. So as a leader, when you're looking at this, I always have a motto of hire slow, but fire fast. So for me, I want to bring people into the team that are going to add value, that are going to allow me to grow, that are going to allow me to build. But then if they're not performing and they're doing it over a consistent period of time, that is when you as a leader have to make quick action and get rid of them quick. But for me, that was definitely one of the biggest things that I found hard to do, was to build a team. Even right now, as we sat speaking here, my team is still relatively small, in comparison to the size of the business that we're building, the type of income that we're making, the amount of, people that I have around me from an affiliate side of things, is huge. But there's still only a team of maybe 7 to 15 people max at any one point. I've got the camera guys here with me now. They're doing the editing, the filming, the content creation, the social media planning on the back end. Even now to this day, I sit and I'm thinking, are they on the right track? Are they doing the right thing? But I've never had to question what goes out onto my socials. Obviously, you guys watching this, you'll be seeing content on my Instagram, my YouTube, my TikTok, my Facebook. None of that is me. It's my content team behind that. So I've now relinquished control and put full trust in them because I've seen that they are capable of doing what it is that they're doing. So for me, I had to hire slow, fire fast, hire slow, fire fast. And I build that mastermind group of people around me as we're doing that. I'm now, moving into the process of getting an operations manager, someone around me more like a PA, VA kind of thing, someone that can organize my day-to-day life. Because even to this point, I'm in 409 WhatsApp messages on my WhatsApp, and I'm still manually doing that every single day, day in, day out, even though we're making, very good money. And that is now something, again, that I'm having to relinquish that control and let other people come in and take the reins a little bit to allow me to free up to operate from a high level, from operating in, from the top down, rather than getting caught in the mud, rather than being in the trenches all day, every day. I sometimes have to remember to take a step back and remember that I am the owner, I'm the boss, I'm the founder, I'm the person, fucking manning this ship, pushing everything forward. So if I'm caught in the mud, if you're caught in the mud, if you're the person who's, caught up all day in meaningless bullshit stuff that isn't making you money, that isn't growing you, that isn't pushing you forward, in 6 to 12 months time, your business will suffer. So for me, bringing people in and trusting other people will be able to do the work to the level that you truly believe, and allowing to relinquish control is a very, very key point when it comes to building business. So the old version of Bradley, I would have jumped, let's say, for example, I need a PowerPoint presentation creating, as an example. The old version of me would have waited 2, maybe 3 hours, days. All right, we'll go days. And I would have waited for the deliverable on that. If it hadn't have been done, I'd have been like, fuck this. I'd have been up till 2, 3, 4 a.m. And I would have come in absolutely zero sleep, put the presentation on that desk and gone, look, this is how easy it is to do. So that I could show people that I operate at this level. This is why I have these level results. So when people was looking at me, they'd be like, oh my God, that's why he earns the amount of money, because he has no sleep and he works like a dog. Yes, that is true. But now I've been able to allow to relinquish control and give clearer instructions from the get-go, so that when it doesn't get done, they know that I will outsource that to someone else. They'll either lose the job or they will lose the ability to do that for me again. So like the biggest obstacle that I found in this was me. When it comes to growth, I was always the bottleneck. I was always the person that everything had to come through before X or Y went out. Even my content at the beginning, when the guys were putting out social media posts on Instagram, on Facebook, on TikTok, they would always come to me, and if I was busy, it got delayed hours, sometimes days, sometimes weeks, right? But I realized very quickly that I was the bottleneck in all of these areas. So for me as a leader, as a business owner, I had to take a step back, remove myself out of the situation, relinquish control, let other people do the work. And then if it wasn't done to a high enough standard, that is then where, as an owner of the business, I can then come in and say, this wasn't good enough. This wasn't delivered with X, Y, Z. This wasn't done right. Then they either don't get the opportunity to do that again, or they're out the door. And that for me is something that I've learned over the last 12 months is to be able to relinquish that control and almost let other people that are better than me in other areas, go out and run and do what it is that they're good at. Off the back of that there, what that actually allowed the team around me to do was to not operate out of fear. It's probably something that I would maybe share. These guys might correct me on that after this video, but they weren't operating out of a level of fear. They were feeling free. It felt like they had more creative control. They could do more things. They could share more of their kind of knowledge, their experience, and their kind of vision for what it is they had for me, because ultimately that is their skill set. So them coming in and being micromanaged and pushed down by me and my level of ability, my level of understanding, that was holding them back at the same time from the content team. And then if I was doing that with the people that are direct to me, I'm then going to be doing that with the guys around me that are, in my support team, that are this, that are the other. So I realized that I was the biggest roadblock that actually was stopping me going from the desired level of incomes that I'd wrote out. And the more I could operate from more of a neutral level, more of a leadership perspective, more of an owner perspective, that is when my business started to exponentially increase. And I started to see that curve, if you will, of like the financial income. And I don't want to say that my time working in the business has gone down, because it hasn't at the moment, but I can feel that coming. I can feel the next step, of me being able to have a little bit more free time. I can take a bit of time away from my phone and not have to worry about it. But right now, while we're in, build mode, I want as many people around me firing on all cylinders, and I couldn't have that if I was operating as the old version of me 12 months ago. One of the biggest things for me this year as well was almost the growth in me as a leader. So growing up, playing football, sprinting for leagues in England, I was always doing my best. I was trying to be the best version of myself. I was the best striker. I was the fastest runner. But on the sideline, my dad always used to do this. Always means go faster, do more, be better. And growing up, although my dad was a great father figure, I never had someone there as a leader. So I became that person. Every company that I've been in, every position that I've had, I've always tried to be the best version of that. And one thing that I found was that when a customer left, or when an affiliate left, or someone else left, I took that personal, right? It doesn't mean that they didn't like me. It doesn't mean that they didn't resonate with me. It's just that that exact moment, they felt that another journey was better for them. They might have gone off and done drop shipping. They might have gone on e-commerce. They might have gone and done network marketing, whatever it is. And I used to take that personal, because as a leader, I invest time into people. I want the person to become the best possible version of themselves. And sometimes I see it before they see it in themselves. So I used to take it incredibly personally when that person would be like, actually, Brad, this isn't going to work for me. This isn't the vehicle for me. And that would almost stunt me for sometimes weeks and months on end. Even though I was fast performing on the front end, there'd be still elements of me on the back end going, why did that person leave? Why did that person not want to be around me? Why did that person want to quit? Why did that person give up? Because in my head, I've not done something right if they want to do X, Y, Z differently elsewhere. So this happened probably 2 or 3 times over the last 12 months. And the last time it happened, the people around me didn't know it had happened. So I identified that feeling was coming up. I identified, right, okay, well, that's okay for them to go do that. They're their own human beings. They're able to make their own decisions. I know what I offer. I know the value that I bring. I know the systems that I've got in place. I know the business that I'm building. I know the vision that I have for me, the guys around me. If they want to go do their own thing, I wish them well. I hope they have a blessed time doing it. I hope they make as much money as they can. and they are able to impact people all over the world. That is my true feeling right now as Bradley Marchant, end of 2025, whereas the other version of me 6 months ago was like, fuck these pricks, they're going to fuck my business, they're going to do this, they're going to do this, they're going to fuck off. Anger would kick in, and I'd go into a meltdown for 2 to 3 to 4 days and think, right, fuck it. How can we make this better? How can I do this? How can I do this? How can I do this? Whereas the actual fact of the matter is, they just weren't aligned with my vision. So I was, and again, this fucking blows my mind that I didn't put 2 and 2 together quick enough. I was asking for 2026 to be aligned spiritually, mentally, emotionally with the best people that I can to go and make what I class as like insane fuck you money. I have the best business in the space, but guess what had to happen for that to happen? The trees had to be shaked, rotten apples, bad fruits, whatever the analogies you want to have on that, had to fall off the tree. So now when I look back at the things that I used to get angry about, that I used to get mad about, that used to fucking piss me right off, I'm just like, fell off the tree. And I allow myself to have a little chuckle about it, have a little bit of fun, and I'm like, wow, okay, didn't expect that, didn't see it, spent money on them, poured time into them, let them into my network, they smoked my cigars, they met my friends, they met my missus, they stroked my fucking dog. Bye. The old version of me, I'd have wanted to smash someone's face in. Because it was anger to take control. Whereas now I'm looking at it from a business perspective like, wow, will you look at that? 2026 is going to be a madness. Because now, shook that tree, shook this tree, shook this tree. Now we've got the fucking prime ripe apples, oranges, pears, all the best fruits you can think of, ready to go into 2026. So another point to touch on is the feeling of me being worthy of where I am right now. When I started 2025, the income level that I was at right then was astronomical in my opinion. I was like, man, I've made it, I'm killing it. But then I almost scared myself because I'm like, wow, if this continues, what is life going to be like? Am I going to be able to live up to the expectation that people have set on me of being that leader, being that person? How am I going to act when I'm earning X, Y, Z per month? How am I going to act when I'm driving that supercar? How am I going to act when I'm going and buying the yacht, when I'm buying the jet? I'm not there yet with them two things. But the version of me then, I worried about the income level that I was going to be earning. Would it feel like I've always dreamed? Would it feel like I've always had written down? Would the feeling match what I've been wanting for the last 10, 12, 13 years? Would it? And I'm sitting here now earning the types of income that I've desired, that I've wished upon for the last 12 to 15 years, and it feels exactly how I imagined. I am worthy. I am good enough. I am a great leader. I am the best version of myself and always getting better. So for those of you watching this that, maybe you're wondering why you haven't earned that level of income yet right now, you're wondering why you're capped at a certain level, look at yourself and do you honestly believe that you are worthy of the type of money that you're requesting? Once we understand that everything that we're doing in this day-to-day life, we're in a spiritual plane, everything is energy, do you 100% feel aligned with where you're going? Because 3-4 years ago, I was broke, I didn't have any money, I was struggling, my mindset was all over the place, I was laying in dark rooms thinking, what the fuck is going on in my life? My best friend at the time was wondering if I'm depressed, sending friends over to my house, worrying about me, this, that, and the other. Fast forward to now, I'm the person that I've wanted to be for a long, long time, but you have to go through them shit moments. You have to go through the trenches. But one thing that never, ever changed was my level of belief. And that never wavered. I always had that strong level of belief that I'll eventually get here, but along the way, you're going to have worry, you're going to have fear, you're going to have doubt, you're going to have panic. The old version of Bradley would have shut himself in a room for months on end. These guys wouldn't have seen me. And I've been like, fuck this is getting too much. Let's just stay where we are. 6 months would go by, my business would drop, I'd do it again. Whereas now my foot is firmly on its throat. Because now I see the fruits of the labor. I see the money coming in. I see the business growing. I see the supercar on the drive. I see the villa that I'm living in. I see the jets that I'm flying on. I already see the jet that I'm buying, the yacht that I'm buying, the people that I'm traveling with, the lifestyle that these boys around me are going to have. I see that already. So the version of you right now and the version of me where I was even 12 months ago, the last 12 months have been astronomical. So I employ every single one of you, I implore whatever the right word is for that, to go out and take action and think of the future version of you. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about the week after. Just do today. Become that best version today. Do the most that you can today. And the future version of you will thank you for getting started. Because I started this journey in 2011, struggling day to day, wanting to earn an extra couple of £100 per month, selling nutrition products whilst in university, to now living what I would class as my dream life. But there's still a lot more to go. So when it comes to running multiple businesses and doing multiple things, obviously you guys who've followed me for a while, you know I own a cafe, a podcast studio, you know, we're branching off into a cigar lounge. We've got, you know, the TWF, I'm doing trading, I'm doing the IB and affiliate stuff. As a leader, as an owner of a business, you have to be a chameleon, because not every single person who's in your business has the same personality, has the same characteristics. So you almost have to understand how to, I don't know what the right word is here, but not play chess, but you have to understand what that person's needs and wants are. So for me to deal with someone who's running my cafe as opposed to someone who's running my content team, they're two completely different people. If I operate at the same level and I treat everyone the same, not everyone is going to get the same outcome. So if we're looking at this from like a business perspective right now, the old version of me 2 years ago, I'd have been checking the folder in the back of Casa Blend. I'd have been doing the stock checking. I'd have been making sure every fucking bottle of water was accounted for. I'd have been making sure that there was enough ham croissants or whatever the fuck it is that we're selling. I have no idea. Inside the cafe had been matched up, you know, in comparison to what's going on. I'd have been making sure the cigars were all neatly in the box and everything was aesthetic and this, that and the other. But in the grand scheme of things, I cannot operate on that level, because for me, that is not where the growth of the business is. The growth of the business allows me to come from the top and see, right, how can I get more footfall into the cafe? How can I get more sales in acai? How can I get more sales in the gains? How can I bring more people in who love drinking coffee? How can I get more people into the podcast studio who enjoy it, who can then upsell into buying the stuff from the content team? How can I get people to Friday nights to smoke cigars? The how-tos are what the leaders and the business owners do, not the day-to-day running of, is the coffee machine clean? Is the podcast studio mic wired up? Because I would have done that 12 to 18 months ago. You'd have seen me running around like a dickhead all day, every day, doing the meaningless stuff. And it wasn't until probably about 2 months ago, I realized I got caught up in that again. I was sat in the cafe all day, every day, having bullshit meetings about bullshit stuff that wasn't producing income. It wasn't producing growth. And I was sat there like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm letting my business of my trading and my affiliate go down the Swanee. It wasn't, in my opinion, but I felt like it was, because I was trying to strangle a new business. I was trying to strangle the podcast studio. I was trying to make sure that the cigar lounge was growing. But again, if I just learn to take a step back and look and go, Ingrid knows her shit better than I do. Good. Did we do well today, Ingrid? Yes. Sick. Maybe we need some more marketing. Boys, we need more marketing. That's it. I was like, oh my God, the cafe isn't doing well. We need more marketing. I need to do more marketing. I need to create the content. I need to do this. I need to worry. Oh my God, I'm panicking. The cafe's going to close. That was it. I realize now that I'm not the one spinning 65 different plates anymore. I'm just stood at the top, making sure it all works. If it doesn't, then we're fucked. But at the moment, we're doing all right. Another point for me is making sure that the people who come into your life are aligned with you. So for those of you who've, again, you watching me on socials, you see the people that I spend a lot of my time with. I'm not one for a huge social circle. My close network of friends that I class as friends, that I know I could call in an instant, that is a very small amount of people. So one thing that I'm huge on, which the old version of Bradley wasn't, the old version of Bradley wanted hundreds of friends that I could travel to Ibiza with, I could travel to Vegas with, we could party with, we could have fun, we could do this, we could do that. But a lot of these people that were coming into my life didn't have the same vision or intentions as me. And my character, who I am today, the Bradley Marchant that I've become, the version of me that I've built, I will never ever ruin my integrity or my character based on money. So now the stuff and the people that are coming into my life who I get a weird feeling with, everyone has an energy, an aura around them. So if I sit in a room with you, I can typically tell whether we're going to get on before we even speak. with a handshake, with how you look, with how you operate, with how you speak to the waiter or waitress, how you order your coffee with someone. The super simple things are the personality traits of things that I look at for people that I want to work with. This doesn't make me Mystic Meg or anything like that. It's just now I'm very, very particular on the people that I want to work with and synergize with, because I know where I'm going to be in 12 to 18 months to 2 years to 5 years, and it's mind-blowing. So I want people around me now in the trenches, putting in the work day in, day out, so that then the future version of me or the current version of me says, like, let's run this, let's go, let's do it. I don't want people feeding off of me, feeding off my energy, trying to take. I'll happily be the person pouring from my cup as much as I can, trying to fill people up, trying to help people become the best version of them. But I want people around me who are true, who are authentic, who are real people, who aren't just here to take. Because once you align yourself with 3 to 5 to 7 people like that, you can take over any industry. So if I'm to sit here and really look at 2025 and look at the growth that has happened, I didn't realize, if I'm honest, the growth that I would actually have to have as a person, as a leader, as a friend, in a relationship, a companion, as a son. I didn't realize that. And it isn't until moments crop up or things are presented with you. I used to look at things like called karmic cycles. Things would come round again and again and again to see if you're truly ready to level up. And the amount of karmic cycles I feel like I've been through this year are fucking mind-blowing. And I feel like they're always cropping up. They're always coming back in one way, shape or another. But now the great thing is, the version of me today that's sat here recording this for you guys, I'm recognizing them. And this is huge. The quicker you can recognize that karmic cycle coming around again, the quicker you catch it and the quicker you say, right, that's how I need to act. This is what I need to do. This is what I need to change. This is how I need to pivot. This is how I need to become that next level of me, to get to that next level, to get to that best version of me, to get to that next level of income, to be able to inspire and motivate more people. So these karmic cycles, or whatever it is you want to class it as, the quicker you can kind of identify them and realize which part of you that is triggering, which part of you is coming on past trauma, which of you is coming on that XYZ, which maybe you didn't work on. I already know there's going to be things that crop up in the next 6 to 12 to 18 months, the next month, that's going to test me, that's going to say, right, Bradley, you said you wanted this however many weeks, however many months, however many years ago. Now's the test. Are you going to pass it or are you going to fail it? The quicker you can identify when that is coming in, the easier it is to sit down, address it, take a step back and go, right, this, boom, 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 next. So for a bit of clarity there, when I talk about the karmic cycles and I talk about things coming up, you might not know what that looks like. You might not have been able to identify that. For me, it was friendship groups. So when I look back over the last kind of 3 to 5 years, I had certain friendship groups that I thought had my best intention. But when I realized when shit hit the fan, they were nowhere to be seen. So I had to be a better man and be able to cut that relationship off. The relationship that I'm in right now with my girlfriend, I had to go through that as well. There was a group of people that I had to cut off, for that relationship to become and flourish as it is today. So again, friendships might be one of the things that you have to cut off, and it might be painful. It might feel like, God, I really like these people. They've been my people since day one. But for you to get there, there's a reason that feeling keeps cropping up. So 2025 has definitely taught me lessons that I wasn't expecting. I didn't expect, if I'm honest with you, to get the level of growth, the success, the level of freedom that I've got right now. I did not expect that at the start of 2025. I thought we were going to have, slow and steady growth, that we've almost hit that arm of growth, if you like. I can't remember what the name of that is off the top of my head, but it's definitely hit. And what I would love right now, and the feeling that I have, let that level out for a day, a week, and then let's hit it again. Because I'm ready for that now, and I've got the things in place. I've got the team, the structure, the systems, the business, the kind of vision, if you will, to have all of that in place. So now it's just a case of aligning with a few more people, solidifying the mastermind and taking things to the next level. So for those of you who are seeing this at the start of your journey and you're wondering what pitfalls are going to come up, what things are going to test you, it's going to be the things that you've had hidden away, wrapped in a closet, in the darkest version of your mind that is going to come up and test you when you're ready to have that breakthrough to get to the next level. Because the old version of Bradley 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago that was asking for exactly what I have today, right now, at the end of 2025, I would not have expected 90% of some of the stuff to come up that's happened this year to allow me to have the breakthroughs to get to where I am right now. So I employ whatever the fucking word is for you all to kind of get in the trenches, stick it through, and just start to make a mental note of when things crop up again and again and again, and address that situation. Because if it's coming up over and over and over again in different situations, different people, different friendships, different networks, different businesses, different feelings, that is a cycle. You have to address that, stamp it out, move on. Address it, stamp it out, move on, over and over again. So guys, I appreciate every single one of you taking the time out to watch this video. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.